I'm just waiting for the cast and crew of Rings of Power to collectively admit they are spitting on Tolkien's grave right now. Hello, this is Mara Jade, and I'm back with another video, and we have this little gem that's been circulating for the past couple days, at least the interview that actor Lenny Henry gave. Now, if you don't know the cast that well, he plays one of the Harfoots, and not even a year ago, he gave this interview as part of BBC Radio 4's Saturday Live show today, where he talks about being a Harfoot, because J.R.R. Tolkien, who was also from Birmingham, suddenly there were black hobbits. I'm a black hobbit. It's brilliant, and what's notable about this run of the books, it's a prequel to the age that we've seen in the films. It's about the early days of the Shire and Tolkien's environment, so we're an indigenous population of Harfoots, yada 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 yada. And then he says, because it's based on the Silmarillion, which was almost like a cheat sheet for what happens next in this world in the Second and Third Ages. Same man who is peddling this not even a year ago, in October of 2021, is now praising the Rings of Power series for featuring a diverse cast. And in doing so, this is the response he gave to the interviewer. That's to do with it being the 21st century, he told the Times, adding, people want to see themselves. People have been, quote-unquote, seeing themselves, Henry, pretty much, since the publication of these all of Tolkien's books in particular. But the big ones that people know are The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, okay? So those are the big ones. I'm not excluding any of the other ones. I'm just saying those are the two big ones that most people, even if you're a normie, know. Alright? The Hobbit, 80 plus years, and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, which spanned over publication from 54 to 55, nearly 70 years. Okay? People have been seeing themselves in these characters for that long. And the reason why they were able to fucking see themselves for that long is because most people do not need to see exact carbon copies of themselves when either reading a book, reading a comic, watching a TV series or movie, etc. Because the personality, characteristics, and so forth of the characters themselves is what resonates with fans. I resonate with said character because I'm a nerd, and that character is a nerd. I resonate with said character because I'm a fighter, and said character is a fighter. Dreamer. Hell, even crazy. But you resonate with the characteristics beyond that of the physical ones you all seem to want to focus on, such as skin color, sex, and sexuality. Which has nothing really to do with personality. It's all to do with physical traits. And now you're saying right here, that's to do with it being the 21st century. People want to see themselves. So you're basically unapologetically saying that you are full on, I'm talking about the series, full on altering Tolkien's lore. Because why? It's the 21st century. Because it's the 21st century, folks. That's what he's saying right here. And again, this is the man who claimed this is based on Silmarillion not even a year ago, who was using that quote out of context when the Harfoots were described as darker of skin and so forth, pretty much. Even though that just meant they were ruddy, tanner, and things like that, as compared to their fairer-skinned cousins and the Fallowhides and so forth. He says right here, he continued, of course, if you go back, there's going to be that thing that prevails because the books they don't exactly say this. Although some of the characters are described as hard-skinned and darker in complexion. Yeah. They kind of don't say the interpretation we have, but, you know, pretty much fuck Tolkien, right? Fuck Tolkien. That was then, this is now, and we're telling the story now. Unapologetically, prevaricating around the bush, literally, pretty much, but unapologetically about altering Tolkien's lore. They don't fucking care. It's all about sending the message right here. Right fucking here. It's all about the message. It's all about the agenda. It's all about the tokenization. It's not about the story. It sure as hell isn't about Tolkien's story because they don't have the rights to what would be giving them the fleshed out arcs for any of these characters. Pretty much. And he goes into, yeah, entertainment industry needs to change, blah, 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 because it's racist, whatever. But, yeah, here it is, folks. Here it fucking is. Not a long article necessarily, but at the same time, says a lot about this series. Says a lot about this series in that nutshell, pretty much. So the gist of it is, folks, don't listen to them whenever they say or claim they are fans of Tolkien, particularly the showrunners. The cast, pretty much, they're fucking hopelessly ignorant, at best. But the showrunners who claim to be fans, who are behind the scenes and creating this series, don't fucking believe a word they said, because now you have this. Now you have this. We're nearly full-on admitting deviation from the lore Tolkien established when penning works, particularly around the First and Second Ages. And don't let anyone ever tell you that Tolkien did not write the Silmarillion. He had it written. He had it written actually before The Lord of the Rings. It was only the publishers who chose to publish The Lord of the Rings instead, as opposed to the Silmarillion. So Tolkien continued working on that, and unfortunately was not published until after his death. But the Silmarillion was written before The Lord of the Rings. Tolkien knew those characters. He knew those characters, he created their backgrounds, he fleshed out their arcs, and they became what we saw in Lord of the Rings. Galadriel, based off the Virgin Mary, wasn't a warrior elf princess. While she was a leader, she certainly wasn't a warrior. And don't let anybody pull the quote out of context because she put her hair up and was ready for athletic activities. Yeah, I put my hair up for a workout. Doesn't mean I'm going to lead troops into fucking battle. But there it is. Again, there it fucking is. So what are your thoughts down in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen? Are you essentially agreeing with this? Are you disagreeing with this? I'm not even going to bother asking if you're watching The Rings of Power. Most of you are like full on saying no. Full on saying no. As I mentioned, I am going to be watching it. Not saying how I'm going to be watching it, but I'm going to be watching it and discussing it, breaking it down, and putting it out there for everyone to see and hear the travesty the series is in regards to Tolkien, because a lot of people out there still believe people like Lenny Henry when they claim that it's based on the Silmarillion and so forth. So, but at any rate, again, let me know all that down in the comments below. I'll be live on Twitch tonight, most likely playing some Destiny 2, just because I want to kind of grind at it a bit more, but we'll see. I would love to begin playing Halo again. I mean, play Halo again, get back into that, but Xbox Game Pass keeps giving me issues, so I'm pretty much going to wait until I get my Twitch pay to buy it on Steam. Hopefully it, fingers crossed, it works better over there. But at any rate, I will be adding that to the roster. Tomorrow, YouTube, my main channel, will be The Cringe Factory. Wednesday evening, it looks like it's going to be a Rings of Power edition, so I'll be having my normal co-host on, as well as another one, maybe another one, so we'll see, because there's plenty of people who want to voice their opinions on this series. And then back on Twitch Thursday and Friday evening. So, again, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. This is Mara Jade, catching you on the dark side, and just admit you want to spit on Tolkien's grave.